That's about the size of what I got, I think. Not exactly put labels on these. That's obviously more than 60. It's more like a 70 plus. Don't like the motion on it. Looks a bit like high frame rate, that does. Can't see any flicker yet. Usually I usually see a flicker on these OLEDs on some models. Lighting. Oh, this one's got backlighting built in, hasn't it? Ah, this has a backlighting built into it. Huh. God, that's really heavy. Personally, I don't know why they bother sticking it down. I wouldn't steal it to put it in a dog cat rescue shelter. They got a Sony here. They haven't got this stuck down. Obviously, it's you know, it's worth stealing, I guess. But nah, I wouldn't even put that in a dog cat rescue shelter. Oh my god! It's a razor. Oh, right. See, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, foot pedals and stuff. Gosh.
Have a go.
No, you have a go. You're more experienced than I am. Interesting. Oh, looks almost a bit like an LG with the very thin. Actually, I think this up here, this edge, I think it's a little bit thinner than an LG. There's an LG that I got, and this is just a little proportion, I think. Yeah, it's just a, I think it is just, if not the same, I think it's the same. That's an LG. It's a little bit larger than my LG, I think.
Do you know, I'm just thinking.
Oh, alright. Crikey. That's a... I like the stand here, this wood feature. It's cool. You know, even when you're this close to it, even though the camera makes it look immersive, but to my eyes I can still see over, well, from this position I can still see over to about there, and over to about that angle with peripheral vision, so it's, when I'm standing up close to it, it's more or less, it's awkward. Yeah. The colour is so exaggerated, isn't it? Hyper colour. You don't even see colour like that in the natural coloured world. But it's just a demo, isn't it, to show it off. And then you get an actual Blu-ray 4K content movie, yeah, and then it looks awful because they botched up the colour. It's a little thicker than my LG, or regular LG. I think that's an LG. Oh my goodness. Is this one a little bit larger than the other one? This is 1,900. Oh, it's a Samsung. It's 85 inches. Even though at £2,000 for that size, you wouldn't even get a, oh good gosh, I think it's Pioneers. They did 40 and 50 inch screen sizes, and they were gigantic. Remember, those were gigantic type screens, rear projection, and look bloody awful. At first you think it looks great, and then you realise it looks a little bit, yeah. You got to be in a fixed position, where these today, you know, you could just move around. and it all stays uniform. But that's a Samsung. That's 2,000 for that size. Where the the Pioneers, they were like 6 grand, 6,000, 6 or 7,000, just for a 50 rear projection, big box, and it looked awful. But the other thing is, they would have been very awkward to get those things in. You know, a couple of people to get those big Pioneers in, and it'll still take a couple of people to even get these things in today. They're flatter, but what do you think? I think video projectors are a lot way better. Simple to have just an oled or qled or whatever below your video projector, and you can still got a video projector that's way more larger, and the further you move the image back, the projector, and you can still get a little proportion more larger screen size, and it's the weight is less. But there is a little bit of a flaw.
Danny was saying about the nano qled.
The heck is a nano? I know. Oh, look at that! It almost looked real. That did for a second. That's just the photography, isn't it? But that blue sky is a little bit overdone.
8K.
8K. Oh yeah, 8K. But is it an actual 8K image?
That's too full quality.
There is something about the image I've just noticed about this, and it's just where I'm looking down the side. I'm just going to have another look at the Nova. This is that's a nano. Actually, yeah, on the. They got it fixed, so you can't move it back a little bit, so you get a bit of bigger image. This is a nice little projector I've just seen. It's a little bit warmish. I wonder if it's got a fan on it. Let me put my ear to it. Yeah, it's got a fan on it, so it's pushing heat out. It's like a little spotlight. That's rather neat. They designed it like a little spotlight, so you can mount it on a ceiling, so to speak, and like a spotlight. It's too bad it's in all this lighting. And at this 8K thing here, and something come to my attention when looking down the side. It's a bit difficult to see in the video, but it looks a little bit ripply. I don't know. There's some sort of weirdness in it. I can see. I don't notice it on this LG. I don't notice this kind of like a ripple in the plastic, as if it's not. You know. What about this one? This is an LG. I'm just looking down the side of it, because it's where I see all the shop lighting above. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. And you got this. Yeah, this looks queer, this does. When you look down the side of it, if you've got any lighting that's reflecting onto it from the, and I'm looking down the side of it, it's got a kind of ripple in the screen plastic as such. It's got a kind of ripple in it. But looking straight on, you can't see it. Just had a chat with a geezer walking around. I'm just looking down the sides of the screen. because you wouldn't see it straight on with an image coming from. But if you've got some light reflecting on it. See, I can't really align it to my eye, sort of thing, with the. I'm not sure. Maybe if I do that, put the phone close and slide it up and down. The lighting. Look at the light, and it stays okay. All right, I go to another model now. I think it's this one. It's going to be awkward to get my camera in because I have to go down this side, I think. There's something there I can still see over this side because I can get my eye in. It's vague on that one. It's a little bit vague. Because don't forget, it's a plastic, and depending on what type of plastic or such, if it has a flaw in it, it's going to have a ripple. But I don't notice it. I'll probably check my OLED when I go home. I'm going to look down the edge of it. Let's look at this one. This one's okay. It's 65. I've got a 65 at home. But it's a 2019 model. That looks okay. That looks okay. Because you would see it. You would see it. Any sort of plastic that's got a flaw in it would have a ripple effect. You know, you get say like any sort of plastic. Like this one. It looks okay, I think. I think that one looks okay. So you've got to think about the design of these, but still, you know, you think about those, like I say, those pioneers back then, they were ridiculously overpriced.
Back, you just hold them two together.
Yeah, I'm trying to drive a car with my mobile phone. This proves the point. Never use your phone. That's the brake. Yeah, it's been a while since I've driven a car. How do I reverse? Where's the bloody gear stick? I'm getting bored with it, so I'm almost getting bloody bored playing this bloody thing. Oh, bloody hell. How do you reverse? Where's the bloody gear stick? Go right out loud. Where's the bloody gear stick on it? Is this one of these buttons here you press? Fuck's sakes, where the fuck it, I'm bored with it. Ugh. Oh, well, I wouldn't have that in my home. Well, I can't say I tried. But it is better than those, you know, controllers that you hold in your hand, because you need the real sort of thing that takes up quite a bit of floor space. Got to have a large home for that gizmo. Yeah, but it's okay. It's cool. Yeah. I guess you can change the steering wheel size, because it's almost like because that steering wheel on there is larger size and that one's smaller. Kind of like racing cars. I think they got them different because they got all the controls on them for the etc. on racing cars. Yeah. Yeah, I can see looking down here. I can see the way the plastic ripples and such. Oh yeah, this would ripple. It's flimsy. Oh yeah, it's an LCD, I think. That's a bit flimsy. I've got an LCD in my bedroom. It's kind of like LCD as well, I think. Sony. They do I think I've got what's called a Techwood or a Hisense or something in my, but I never used it in the bedroom since I. But you don't need to keep buying, you know, just you know, because it's like you're bored with, you know, it's like being bored with the paint on the walls and you want to repaint it after a couple of years. Maybe if they make screen walls.
Fancy a Burger King.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless those lights up there are out of alignment, but I don't know, it's just a ripple, kind of ripple thing I can see on. Oh, what's that I can see? Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. See, I've been saying it before, you know, your video cameras, your cameras pick up, so it's probably the frame rate on the output, or I can't really adjust too much frame rate on the camera because it's not like my Sony Handycam. I can adjust just for variable different frame rates, from very low frame rate to very high frame rate. But yeah, you can see this in this nano flipping, what's it, an 8K. I think this says an 85-inch. I think looks like 85, but to me it looks more like 70 something. But yeah, you can see these. You see this kind of roll barring moving downward, where sometimes they move from below upward. Can't really see any roll barring on that. This is like I say, the camera will see an infrared on the remote control. You know, if you think your batteries are flat and you're not too sure and you haven't got a voltmeter, just use your phone. And if you can see a light blinking on and off, then your remote still works. Yeah, this screen's got a ripple. It's got a ripple in the plastic or such. Yeah, you can press on it and see. Yeah, it swears. I don't think that's an OLED. Wow, it's cheaper than my OLED, but it's not. No, I don't think it's an OLED. And it's what's it? Oh, look, roll bars again. Yeah, I can see it here. I'll go a little bit closer. You can see that, and it's partly, I think, due to the backlighting, I believe. Because let's have a look at the shop lighting. Let me zoom in a little bit on shop lighting. It doesn't flicker much, whereas some things do. Oh, maybe I should have brought my. A friend said, "Hey, do you want to come down?" I should have brought my what's it with me, my sniffer, to see what frequency these things buzz at, you know, because every electronics has got a specific signature of noise in the electronics. What about this one here? It hasn't got a flicker, hasn't got a flicker. Oh, well. Yeah, it's got a flicker on it. Bit slow rate, slow flicker on it. It's most likely the backlight is the cause. So if I go a little bit closer again. Yeah, but I wonder how much flicker those RGB CRT rear projections would have been, how much flicker they would have had. I would guess it would have been a lot of flicker, especially when even CRTs were still regularly around that time period. And some manufacturers are trying to, get the frequency from 50 hertz up to 100 or 120, whatever it was. Yeah, you can see it flickering there. It's flickering. That's annoying, because even though your eye can't register it, the camera's going to see it. Let's have a look at this LG sign here. Go a little bit closer to it. Now I can see a mild flicker because of the LED lighting in it. Let's have a look at this thing up here. The heck is that? A TV turned on its side, I think. Oh, it's cool. Because I know they do that in a lot of advertisement stands like bus stops and such now. Window shopping or whatever. You turn them round. It's got a flicker on it. Yeah, it's got flicker on it. You can see it. Roll bar effect moving down. What about this lighting effect here they use? Get a little bit close to it. Yeah, you can see a flicker effect on it. I can't see. I got lighting above in my room. It doesn't have much flicker. I go to my light out in the hallway, which has got a lampshade Death Star. Oh bloody hell! They got telescopes in there, and celestials, and that's got a lot of flicker because it's a mains LED type light. Oh, they got celestials in there. Oh, I like the prism one there. Let's have a look. This one's yeah. It's a Sony. Oh, this looks mean. I can see all the bloody the dots on it. Bloody hell, it almost looked like a CRT then. I hadn't seen. Can I get in closer on it? It's a bit awkward, but yeah, it's got like little dots. Like last time I saw dots like that were on a CRT. On my Panasonic, I think it was, and my cat Sooty took it out. And then he took out the Samsung, the LG LCD screen. Clever cat. Going close now, you can see all the dots. And I can see up close. It's not good. It's not good. And how much is it? Almost 2,000. Oh, and then we got roll bars on it as well. We've got roll bar effect. Like I say, there's only two things that make up an image: light and shadow, and that's what makes up an image. Even video projectors, they're okay, but when you got real film, it's all transparent. It's nice and colourful, as long as it can run through a projector many times without getting messed up. It's always going to look pure and natural. depending on what lenses they've used. And what's this there? What's this? Just a it's a fabric for a moment. I thought that was a bloody TV. So I'll do some record scratching. I wonder if it's transparent, because there's obviously light coming through from behind it. It's not for a projection screen now, is it? I don't see a video projector back here. And it's obviously a painted fabric, printed fabric. Oh, that's a screen. Well, that's a big ass fillet. What's it look like up at close? Wow. See, this is where manufacturers have got to come and, you know, make theirs better, you know, and put all the test equipment on and say, we got flicker on this, you know. It's there, but you're right, you can't see it, so a customer's not going to see it, but it's still there. Is it a problem? I don't know. Probably the type of lighting they've used on the backlighting. Or it could be not just the lighting, it could be what it's connected to. And the apparatus, I'm trying to say the word, the electronics are producing a flicker effect, or an unusual, you know, because you can do that with electronics. You can get certain things to have a time delay or such, and do light show effects and strobing effects and such. What's this one look like again? Yeah, someone would criticise, say, oh yeah, you shouldn't be that close to it. What do you mean that close? Look how close I am to real life. Huh? Image is only as good as the bloody lens. But I don't know, I think the colour needs to be turned down. I don't know what it actually looks like itself. But I know that colour's exaggerated, because it's got to be, otherwise it ain't going to display very well on a floor stand now, is it? I think what they should do in floor stands here, what they should do is put like a tent sort of thing, blacked out, so to speak, so you can come in, walk in, like the stand over here. All they need to do here, quite simply, is put some black cloth or some panelling over the top, close all these up around the sides, and then just a bit of black velvet fabric you come through, and then that can be set at a proper normal light level, so to speak. The other thing is, you notice, because I noticed all the glares there from the sun, you know, you don't get that thing with like radiation and such with real light, where you do. You know, here, you can look at it. Of course, you get closer and closer and closer with your eye, and it does become annoyance. But you wouldn't go that close, then you see all the pixels and such. But I can tell it's the frame rate. I can tell it's got that soap opera effect on it. No, I don't like things like that. Poor bloody animal, poor creature. Zoom in from back here and zoom out. I'm just looking for the flicker. I'm going to put my camera up a little bit closer when I get home, so I can't edit this video into the other one, so it'll be a separate video to see how much light flicker I get on mine. I think I have put my camera close to it before. I'll have another go. I'll have another look. See how much flicker it's got, and adjust the OLED backlighting up and down, so to speak. For a moment, that almost looked like fibre optics. You know, those fibre optic things that you get in your hand, you put what that, and then it flops down, and it's got all the fibre optics with a little colour wheel moving around. Yeah, that's sort of liquidy CGI. Yeah, it looks. I know. It says it makes me feel hungry. I want something to eat. I'm hungry. Yeah, okay, so you're hungry. I'm hungry. All right, we'll go and get something later. I'm hungry. Will you put a sock in it? I know, but I'm hungry. That's my arch nemesis. He sometimes overtakes me. It does. That looks like one of those flipping. That's doing my eyes. It looks like a flipping fibre optic effect. Oh dear. So that's all your TV's good for. When you might as well just go and buy the real thing. And then guess what? You'll be able to look around real fibre optics that are moving around. Okay, so that's that. Going for some. I'm hungry. Okay, we're going to get something to eat. I know, but I'm hungry.